Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gavidanta Radhakanta Namastude Pattaganjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavane Vishvamo Sade Devi Pranamani Hari Priya Vanchakalpa Tarubhashta Kripa Sindhu Devacha Paridanam Pavane Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, reading from Jaiva Dharma, 14th chapter. So what through the Brahman, the Vedic literatures has been established, a different truth. So that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's all powerful. He's the notion of transcendental melody. And now in this chapter, 14th chapter, Shakti Tattva has been explained. So that is the third verse. Of Dashamula. So we'll read the third verse, just the translation. Although Sri Bhagavan is not different from his inconceivable transcendental potency, Parashakti, he has his own independent nature and desires. His Parashakti consists of three aspects: Chit Shakti, spiritual potency; Jiva Shakti, marginal potency; and Maya Shakti, external potency. And he always inspires them to engage in their respective functions. That Param Tattva, Bhagavan, remains immutable even while performing all these activities, being eternally situated in his original Swarup. So Vajanath was asking questions from Babaji Maharaj in this regard. So he was under the impression that Param Brahma, Paratattva, has no Shakti. So but then Babaji, quoting from Shvetashvatar Upanishad specifically, is explaining about that the Supreme Lord has various potencies. Parvasya Shakti Vividaiva Shuriyate Sabhaviki Jana Bala Kriyacha. So, specifically, so the Chit Shakti is there, that Gyan Shakti, Krishna is the embodiment of that, and then Sandini Shakti, Sat, Balaram is the embodiment of that, and then Vladini Shakti, pleasure potency, that is Srimati Radharani. So now he's asking, Brajanath is asking, which of Sri Krishna's Shakti is Srimati Radhika? Babaji, as Sri Krishna is the complete Shaktiman Tattva, Srimati Radhika is his complete Shakti. She can be called the complete Swarup Shakti, so that they can enact and relish their Leela. Srimati Radhika and Krishna are eternally separate, but they are also eternally inseparable, just as musk and its scent are mutually inseparable. And fire and its heat cannot be separated from each other. So, Radha Krishna are one, but they are also different. They perform pastimes together, some bhog, milan, the meeting is there. At the same time, so, whereas in Vaikuntha, Lakshmi Narayana are almost all the time together, day and night. But in Krishna Lila, so Krishna is staying in Nandagaon, Radharani in Varshana. But then they meet every day, of course, morning, noon and evening. And even when they are so-called separated, but they think of each other. They are absorbed in each other. So, and in separation they are meeting also. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He's thinking about Radha and he becomes present. Radha is thinking about Krishna and he becomes present. Krishna Nam is not different. Radha Nam and Radha are not different. So, Krishna is calling Radha, Radha. Radha is calling Krishna, Krishna. And they are meeting. So, but then in the past time, so there's meeting and separation. But they are, as explained here, they are inseparable. That Sarup Shakti Srimati Radhika has three kinds of potency of activity. Kriya Shakti. They're known as Chit Shakti, Jiva Shakti, and Maya Shakti. So Hladini Shakti is Kriya Shakti. So the internal potency is there, and then Chit Shakti, and then the marginal potency, Shiv Shakti, and then the external potency, Maya Shakti. So that is explained here. Chit Shakti is also called the internal potency, Antaranga Shakti. Maya Shakti is called the external potency, Bahiranga Shakti. And the Jiva Shakti is called the marginal potency, Tatashta Shakti. All the Sarup Shakti is one, she acts in these three ways. All the eternal characteristics of Sarup Shakti are completely present in the Chit Shakti, present to a minor degree in the Jiva Shakti, and present in a distorted way in the Maya Shakti. So, the material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. So similarly, even the existence potency, Balaram, is there in the transcendental realm, and in the material world is there as the Dravya Shakti. So, and Krishna is the embodiment of knowledge, Chit Shakti or Jnana Shakti. Also in the material world is, and the Jnana is there, Jnana Shakti, but so that is material knowledge, expanded form of the internal potency. Apart from the three kinds of Kriya Shakti potency of activity that I have described, Sarup Shakti also has three other types of function, named Hladini, Sandhini and Sambit. They are described as follows in the Dashamula, so that is the fourth verse. Saiva Hladin Yascha Pranaya Vikriter Ladanaratas Tat Sambit Shakti Prakatita Raho Bhava Rasitaha Tada Sri Sandhinya Kritta Vishara Tadham Nichaye Rasambodha Magna Vraja Rasa Vilasi Vijayate. The three functions of Sarup Shakti, Hladini, Sandhini and Sambit. Krishna remains perpetually immersed in the pranaya vikar of the Hladini Shakti. So pranaya that is one aspect of prem, one stage of prem. Prem, sneh, man, pranay. So vikar means transformation. So that is part of Lalini Shakti. Because of the confidential bhavas evoked by Samvit Shakti, is ever situated a Rasik Shaker in relishing newer and newer ras. That supremely independent pastime Prince Sri Krishna is ever drowned within the ocean of Brajaras and his transcendental bliss-filled abodes. Headed by Vrindavan, which are manifest through Sandhini Shakti, all glories to him. So, the purport is that the three aspects of Surup Shakti, namely Ladini, Sandhini and Samvit, completely influence all the activities of the Chit Shakti, Jiva Shakti and Maya Shakti. The Ladini Vritti of Surup Shakti of Srimati Radhika, the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj, gives full transcendental bliss and enjoyment to Krishna. So, yes, actually the spiritual world, Krishna's abode, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's associates. So they are under the Sarup Shakti, Yoga Maya, and the material world, and Jiva Shakti, Maya Shakti. So they are, and whatever is in this material world is under Bahiranga Shakti, the external potency, which is the perverted reflection of the spiritual potency. Srimati Radhika is the embodiment of Mahabhav. So the highest form of love is Mahabhav. Prema, Sneha, Man, Pranaya, Rag, Anurag, Bhav, Mahabhav. She gives happiness to Krishna in her own transcendental form, and she also eternally manifests 8 bhavas as the 8 principal Sakhis, who are direct extensions, kaya view of her own Sarup. So the gopis, they are expansions of Srimati Radharani. Especially the 8 principal Sakhis are there, the expansions of her, so manifesting 8 bhavs. So that is also explained in Ujjwal Nilamani. So 8 kinds of heroines are there. Abhisarika, one who is eager for meeting Krishna, of course. Srimati Radharani is the embodiment of all these different bhavas also. But then simultaneously the Ashtasakis are also separately manifested to increase the loving exchange between Radharani and Krishna, to especially then of course for Krishna's enjoyment. Radharani is there to give Krishna enjoyment, and so is most expert in doing this. And also through the gopis, she's there giving enjoyment to Krishna. So one who is meeting is known Abhisarika, and then Vasak Saja, one who is decorating the kunj. Utkantita, very eager to meet Krishna. Kandita. So sometimes Krishna is not coming on time for the meeting with Radharani or other gopis, and then the gopi becomes devastated, feeling separation, candid, and then vipralabdha. So different sentiments are there than in separation also. Just in meeting, so many sentiments are there. Similar in separation also. Or as they explained as Kalahantarita, Prosit Bhartrika and Swadhin Bhartrika. The independent lover is known as Swadhin Bhartrika, which is the most exalted of all the lovers. And so Srimati Radharani is, of course, the most exalted of all the gopis. She's Swadhin Bhartrika, independent lover. And so able to control Krishna by her love. And she has this mood of Madhya Bhav, that Krishna is mine, Krishna belongs to me. Whereas on left, they are known as left-wing gopis. So sometimes obstinate, not easily giving in to Krishna. So to increase his loving sentiments. And those who are most submissive, like Chandravali, they are Tadhiya Bhav. So that we belong to Krishna. I'm yours, Krishna. Besides that, she manifests the 4 different types of service moods as the 4 different types of Sakis, namely Priya Saki, Narma Saki, Prana Saki, and Parampreshta Sakis. All these Sakis are Nityasiddha Sakis within the transcendental realm of Braj. And so Parampreshta Sakis are most exalted. And then others are here. So there is no Priya Sakis also. And then Prana Sakis, Nitya Sakis, and in some places 5 kinds of Sakis are explained or mentioned. The Samvit Vritti of Swarup Shakti manifests all the various moods of the relationships. Sambandha Bhav within Braj. Samvit Vritti, the knowledge potency. So different bhavas are there in Braj. So Madhurya Bhav, Vatsalya Bhav, Sakya Bhav, Dasya Bhav. And then also Shantar Bhav is there, or Ras. Sandhini manifests everything in Braj that consists of water and so on, such as the villages, forests, gardens, and Giri Govardhan, which are places of Krishna's pastimes. It also manifests all the other transcendental objects used in Krishna's pastimes, as well as the transcendental bodies of Shri Radhika, Shri Krishna, the Sakis, Sakas, cows, dasas, and dasis, and so on. So that is interesting. So manifesting the bodies, Sandhini Shakti. Sat Chit Ananda Sarup. So the Sandhini potency is there, and the existence potency. So without Sandhini Shakti, there's no existence. Even for the Jiva, so we also Satchitananda Sarup. So Astitva, the existence is there by Sandhini Shakti. So the embodiment of that is Balaram. So of course in Radharani, so Satchitananda Sarup, and then so she's the Hilariji Shakti, giving pleasure to Krishna, and Krishna is some with the knowledge of cognizance, potency. So in the gopis, so the Sandhini Shakti is present there also to some degree, but mostly they are expansions of the pleasure potency of Srimati Radharani. And also the Acharyas have explained. So in order to attain perfection. So for the jivas who are engaged in performing devotional service, so the existence is already there, a spirit soul. And the nature is there also, the relationship with Krishna, but it is not yet manifested. It is a kind of a dormant form. But then by engaging in devotional service, and then one is imbued with the Sandini, the Samvit Shakti and the Hladini Shakti, then one may realize one's Swarup. And so then engage in transcendental loving service, exchange with Krishna. So the friends of Krishna and Balaram are there. So there are more embodiments of the Sandini Shakti, but at the same time, so the pleasure potency is there too, by which they are able to give pleasure to Krishna. So the absolute truth is one. But then it is manifested as some big Sandini and Hladini Shakti. Krishna, Balaram, Shinakira, Rani. And then from them everything, all the associates are there. So that we should understand. So even in Balaram or in Maria Yashoda Nanda Baba, so they are manifestation of Sandini, Samvit and Hladini Shakti. So Nanda Maharaj more of Sandini and Samvit, but Hladini Shakti is there too, whereas Maria Yashoda, so Sandini Shakti is there and Samvit, but then Hladini Shakti will be more prominent. So intellectually or by one's material intelligence, we can never understand this subject matter completely, but by engaging in devotional service and hearing, reading about this subject matter, and by chanting the holy names, then we can get some practical realization. See, Krishna is always engrossed in supreme bliss in the form of the pranaya vikara of Hladini, and being endowed with the various bhavas manifested by the samvit vritti, he relishes pranaya ras. So that is in loving exchange with Srimati Radharani. Through the samvit vritti of his parashakti, Krishna performs activities such as attracting the gopis by playing upon his vamsi, taking the cows out for grazing, gocharan, raslila and other pastimes. Sri Krishna, who is Braj Bilasi, the enjoyer of pastimes in Braj, always remains immersed in ras and his transcendental Dharma, which is manifested by the Sandini potency. Amongst all the abodes of his pastimes, the abode of his Braj pastimes is the sweetest. So the Dharma is manifestation of Sandini. At the same time, the Dharma is also manifestation of Chit, the Samvit potency. Satchidananda Vigraha, also the Dharma. Govardhan Hill is also Satchidananda Vigraha. Existent potency is there, but then the cognizance, the knowledge potency is there too. And then the Hladini Shakti, the pleasure potency. So therefore sometimes it is explained that the Dharma, so some will say that it is a manifestation of Balaram. But then, as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also says, Aradhya Bhagavan Brajesha Taniyasthathana Vrindavanam. So worshipable Lord, Aradhya Dev is the son of Nanda Baba, Krishna. And so is Aradhya Dev. Similarly, as worshipable is also Tad Dharma. That refers to Krishna, his Dham. It is his Dham. Vrindavan Dham is Krishna's Dham, it's not Balaram's Dham. So, Krishna is the source of everything. Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, Param Purush, Purushottam, Mool Rup, the original form, and everything is there for Krishna's pleasure. So, so the Dham is there, that is also ultimately then Krishna's Dham, his manifestation, but Sandhini Shakti is there also. And the Brijvasis, they will say, the closing Gopi Bhav, that Srimati Radharani is Brajeshwari, Ishwari of Braj. So the pleasure potency is there. So therefore, those in Madhuri Bhav and Gopi Bhav, they will see that Braj, Vrindavan is manifestation of Srimati Radharani. So that we can see in this way. So Sandhini, Samvit and Ladini Shakti are there, manifesting Braj and then manifesting Giriraj and all the associates. Brajanath. You have just explained that Sandhini, Samvit and Ladini are all manifestations of Sarup Shakti. You've also said that Jiva Shakti is an atomic part of Sarup Shakti and that Maya Shakti is a reflection of Sarup Shakti. Now kindly explain how the Sandhini, Samvit and Ladini tendencies act upon the Jiva and on Maya. Babaji. Jiva Shakti is the atomic potency of Sarup Shakti, and all three aspects of Sarup Shakti are present in it to a minor degree. So the Jiva also is Satchidananda Vigraha. Thus the Ladini Vritti is always present in the Jiva in the form of Brahmananda, spiritual bliss. Samvit Vritti is present in the form of Brahma Gyan, transcendental knowledge. And Sandhini Vritti is present in the Jiva's minute form. So that is our existence, that is Astitva, so that is because of the Sandhini Vritti Shakti. I will explain this subject matter more clearly when we discuss Jiva Tattva. In Maya Shakti, the Ladini Vritti is manifest in the form of mundane pleasure, Jaranant. Samvit Vritti is manifest in the form of material knowledge, Bhautika Gyan. And the Sandhini Shakti is manifest in the form of the entire material universe, which consists of the 14 planet systems and the material bodies of the Jivas. So that is also mentioned in the Bhagavatam. So Sandhini Shakti becomes Dravya Shakti in this world. The different Dravyas, objects are there. And the Jnana Shakti, or Samvit Shakti of Krishna becomes knowledge of this world. So that we have explained. The Ladini Shakti, pleasure potency, becomes Kriya Shakti. So the different activities which are there by the embodied living entities in different forms, as human beings, as animals, as birds, as aquatics. So the Sandhini Shakti is manifest in the form of the entire material universe, which consists of the 14 planetary systems and the material bodies of the Jiva. Prajanath, why is Shakti called inconceivable if all its activities can be understood like this? Babaji, these topics can be understood in isolation from each other, but their relationships are inconceivable. So to some extent we can understand. Like Sandini, Samvit and Vladini. But then the relationship are inconceivable. So, as explained, so Radharani, she's also Satchidananda Swarup, or the Jivas also. So this way there's some relationship there. So that is inconceivable, or not easily understood. Especially with one's material intelligence, one can never fully understand. But by spiritual intelligence, then we can have some understanding. Just like in the associates of Krishna, they're in Gaur-Lila also. And just like Swarup Damodar. So in Krishna Lila, he is Vishaka Devi. And it is also mentioned that Pandava Arjun, and then Pandava Arjun, who is in Dwarka, so he has also formed in Braj as Arjun Sakha. So Priyanama Sakha, very dear friend of Krishna, a little younger than Krishna. Like Suval. And then at the same time he has a form as a gopi also, Arjuniya gopi. And they're all there. Vishaka Devi, Arjuniya Sakhi, Arjun Sakha in Braj and Arjun Sakha in Dwarka, they're all there in the form of Ramananda Roy. So with material knowledge we can never understand this. People will say, you're crazy. So even the devotees, they cannot completely understand. So but by submissive hearing, by engaging in devotional service, by chanting the holy names, then we can understand and to some extent realize that this is possible. But how? Because there were different mood is there also. Vishaka Devi, she has one mood, and the Arjuniya Gopi, so they're female, transcendental female, and then Arjun Sakha is male, and Pandav, Arjun, in Dwarka, he has a different mood. So how can be there in the personality of Rai Ramananda? So that is inconceivable, right? Or you can understand? You understand? Okay. So in the material world, because opposite qualities have the inherent tendency to annihilate each other, principles that are mutually opposed cannot be present together at the same place. So in the material world, so that we may see that opposite qualities like heat and cold, so that is and the summer the heat is there. Of course, if you have an AC room, then you feel some cold also. But otherwise outside it is hot, in the winter it is cold. So, but then by using the energy, so we can, some manipulation can be there in the material world also. Like the electricity is there. So you can make things cold and you can make things hot. Like the fridge, it's cold. The AC, it's cold. Heater is warm, same electricity. And there's some ACs which have two. You can have cold and you can have hot. So we had in the altar also for the deities. But some I didn't last long, of course, because pujaris, if many pujaris are taking care of a thing, then sometimes, or just common thing, if different people have taken care of one car, everyone thinks he will take care, the other person will care, and the car will run 1 or 2 years and then it's gone. That we can see also in our temple, we have seen. That must be in the material world also. Therefore, somebody has their car and it's their cars and they will not give it out. If they give it out to somebody just for a short while. But then they will take care because it's my car. Because we shouldn't be attached. But we shouldn't be greatly attached, but at the same time, some attachment will be there and must be there, and then we'll take care. Otherwise, same thing. It's not my car, I don't have to worry. And it's a temple car, it's okay. And everyone thinks like that. And then the car is finished after a short while. However, see, Krishna Shakti has such inconceivable power that in the spiritual world it manifests all the mutually opposing qualities together at the same time and in a very wonderful and beautiful manner. Even though Sri Krishna is the most beautiful form, Rup is formless, Arup. So Krishna is the most beautiful form, Shyam Sundar, very beautiful. His form is bright in 3 places. Ganashyam, his color is like a dark blue-black cloud, rain cloud. So at the same time then, his effulgence is there, the Brahmajyoti. And so, from one point of view, that there's no form. Of course, ultimately everything will have a form. So even the Brahmajyoti is there, and there's one associate of Mahaprabhu. I think Gadadhar Das is manifestation of the Brahmajyoti. So that has been explained. But so Krishna is a form, and then he is formless also as the Brahmajyoti. That is his effulgence. And the sun and moon and the stars, they get effulgence from the Brahmajyoti.
Well, one question.
Yeah.
So about, is there a concept of soul among Nitya Siddhas, among the eternal associates?
Yes, so that is explained here, no? Nitya Siddha, Nitya Bada.
Yes.
The Vibhinangsha Tattva.
Okay. So,
but that's all.
There is a soul existing inside every Nitya Siddha also. That is why they are able to manifest, they are able to appear in different bodies like Raya Ramananda.
Well, soul means Satchidananda Swarup. So the soul and the form is not different.
Then how is Raya Ramananda is, okay, then Raya Ramananda is Raya Ramananda and Nitya Navadvip also. And here also. And it's Satchitananda Swarup.
Yes.
But then Raya Ramananda is also manifesting as different form. Then how is that someone is something in Gaur Leela and someone is something in Nitya Leela if there is no soul? Because that means they're taking another Swarup. Like, it's very confusing and inconceivable.
Yeah, that you cannot understand with your material intelligence.
Yes, either then there are two Swarups.
Yeah.
Satchidananda, two like Swarup.
Of course. So they are there in Raya Ramananda.
Yes.
But there are different Swarups are there in Raya Ramananda.
In Raya Ramananda.
Yeah, but that is Satchidananda Swarup.
Yes.
So that with material intelligence you cannot understand.
Yes.
You continue chanting Hare Krishna. And then you can see that everything is possible. So, and that is the point of contrary elements are there.
Yes.
So male and female is there in Raya Ramananda.
Yes.
And and different moods like Vishaka and Arjuniya Gopi. But they are all there in Raya Ramananda, and it's possible. So that is beyond this material world.
Yes.
So,
yes,
of course, sometimes, you can see in the body also, sometimes a person may have two kinds of identity.
Yes,
what is called schizophrenia.
Multiple personality disorder.
Yeah. But that is a disorder.
Yes.
But in the spiritual realm, it is the reality. and the different personalities are there.
Yes.
So, and that is Satchidananda Swarup. That is possible.
Okay.
And then, so, and for example, when Krishna's pastimes are there, Krishna is in the spiritual world but is manifested here also. And then the associates also in the spiritual world and are manifested here. And they may expand also. Like in Dwarka Lila, Vasudeva and Devaki are there, and 16,108 palaces are there, different functions are there. So according to the need, they are expanding themselves also. And that expansion is not like the yogi,
Yes.
they can expand up to 9 times, 8 or 9.
Yes.
But then they cannot do something differently. But Vasudeva and Devaki, they're in one palace, they're there, they're saying something, another palace, they're there, they're saying something else. So that is inconceivable. You just have to listen and accept
It's a different dimension.
Yeah.
altogether.
yeah.
And logic does not apply
No,
on
not
these things
possible.
because it's material logic.
Yeah. So we simply have to have faith,
Yes.
and then we can understand
faith can-
something. Yeah. He has a transcendental murti form, but he is present everywhere. So Krishna is in Golok, and Krishna manifests here also. He's in your heart?
Krishna? Yes.
He's in your heart?
Yes, he's in my heart.
He's in your heart? Yeah? Okay, he's in your heart, Krishna? You cannot see, but you heard that he's in your heart, so you believe?
Yes.
Okay, you believe? He's in your heart, Krishna? You see him? No, okay. But you believe also, right? Yeah, you're right. He's there, Shyam Sundar.
Then it's said no, that Paramatma is there and only after
Paramatma is there?
yes,
Only
but
after
then
Paramatma realization, Bhagwan
Bhagwan
realization.
Yeah,
realization
yeah.
comes, so
In the beginning, nothing is there in the heart.
Yes.
Brahma Jyoti,
Yes.
not even that.
Yeah.
And then later on, maybe yeah, Paramatma is there, Super Soul.
Yes.
But even to see Super Soul is not
It's
easy.
not easy.
But someday can. But if you're done, and we know Paramatma is there guiding, and he's guiding even the conditioned souls. But later on, as you continue, then what do we have to do with Paramatma? Pranam, like the gopis, when Krishna left the Radharani left the Ras Leela, and then Krishna left the Rasa Leela.
Yes.
And then they were searching for Krishna. The gopis, where is Krishna? Asking the plants and asking the animals, where is Krishna? Nobody answering. And then Krishna, he manifested 4-armed form. And then the ordinary gopis there, oh, Narayana, pranam, pranam. Have you seen Krishna? Krishna is Narayan. No, I don't know. I haven't seen him. Okay, pranam. And they're looking here, where is Krishna, where is Krishna? So when Radharani comes there, he cannot keep his 4 arms, and then he's there, Shyam Sundar again. So we know Paramatma is there, we offer pranam to Paramatma. But we look, where is Krishna? We can ask Paramatma, where is Krishna? Show us Krishna. Or if he's not showing, don't give pranam. And we continue chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then we can see Krishna. Beautiful Krishna, Shyam Sundar, Tribang Lalit, 23 places wearing beautiful yellow dhoti and chadar, and Kaustubha Mani is there, and beautiful earrings and bangles, and holding the flute, having a peacock feather. So by hearing about Krishna, by worshipping Krishna, by chanting the holy names, then we can see Krishna. And to the degree of the purity, the better we can see Krishna. So if still so much illusion is there, impurities are there, then we cannot see Krishna nicely. But if we become more pure, anarthas are going, then we can perceive Krishna while chanting also. Sometimes. When we try for Krishna to be present, and then if one is pure, then Krishna will fully manifest and you can see him. Like I see you. You can see Krishna then. And then, how are you? You're good, right? You can speak to Krishna also. So in the perfectional stage. So that is the situation. So Krishna is everywhere. So by his potency. He's in Golok Vrindavan performing his pastimes, but then he's everywhere. Can be in everyone's heart. He's there. For those who have love for Krishna, then Krishna will manifest. And he can reciprocate with all at the same time. Even you can see this world, the sun is there, and in the morning in Bharatvarsha in India, still many people, they see the sun, then they will offer pranam, and they will offer some water from a lota, copper pato. And then there will be reciprocation. And everyone can feel the sun's, especially in the winter, we like the sun. When it's cold in the morning, the sun is there, pranam, and then you can feel, you can see something when the sun is there, and then you can feel the warmth is there. You feel, nice, now I feel warm, the sun is there, and we can relish. And millions of people are there. In Bharatvarsha, how many? 1 billion.
150 billion. No, 150 million. No, 150 crore. So it's 1,500
1
million.
billion.
1,500 million.
1,500 million.
What? Yes.
1 billion 500 million.
Yes. So 1,500 million.
Yeah, 1,500 million. 1 billion 500.
Yes.
So, of course, not all of them, but at least 1 million people in the morning or even more.
Yes.
They do pranam and they will offer water.
Yes.
And there's a reciprocation
Yes.
with all of them. So same with Krishna. In Ras Leela also, then all the gopis, they say, Krishna is dancing with me. And when he's sharing his lunch bag with the gopas, and they all see, Krishna is looking at me, and Krishna is taking from my plate something. Krishna is giving me something. So that is the Supreme Lord. He's always active, and yet being unaffected, he performs no karma. He's always doing something, but there's no reaction to his, like in the material world, karma. You do something good, you will get a good result. You do something bad, you will get some reaction which is not so nice. But Krishna is always active, but that is his pastime. Transcendental activity. And there's loving exchange with his devotees. He's the son of Nanda Maharaj, although he's unborn. So Krishna is since time immemorial existing, but is known as the son of Nanda Baba. So that is the pastime of the Lord. He is simply a cowboy, although he is worshipped by all others, and he has a human-like form and bhav, although he is omniscient. Similarly, at one and the same time, he possesses all qualities, savishesh, and yet he has no qualities, nirvishesh. No material qualities are there. He is achintya, inconceivable and full of ras. He is both limited and limitless. So limit means we can see his form, we can have an exchange, so, but then he's unlimited also, because he can manifest in so many places, and he's there as Brahmajyoti, effulgence. He's very far away, and he's very close by. He's unaffected, nirvikar, and yet is afraid of the man, of the gopis. How far can we enumerate the infinite variety of Sri Krishna's qualities such as these? They contradict each other, and yet they are eternally and beautifully present without opposition or conflict in his Swarup, his abode, and in the various paraphernalia related to him. This is the inconceivable nature of his Shakti. Brajanath. Do the Vedas accept this? Babaji, it has been accepted everywhere. It has been said in the Shvetashvatar Upanishad. Panipado jayano grahita. Panipado javano grahita. Pashyatya chakshud sasrinnati akarnaha. Saveti vedyam na chatasyasti veta. Tamahuragram purusham mahantam. The Paramatma has no material hands or legs, but he accepts everything with his transcendental hands and goes everywhere with his transcendental legs. He has no material eyes or ears, yet he sees and hears everything with his transcendental eyes and ears. He knows all that is to be known and the activities of everything, but no one can know him unless he reveals himself. The transcendentalists who know Brahma call him the original personality, the great Purush, who is the cause of all causes. In the Isha Upanishad, Tat ejati tan naijati tadhure tadvantike tarantarasya sarvasya tad sarvasya syabhayataha. That Parameshwar walks and yet he does not walk. He is further than the furthest, yet he is also nearer than the nearest. He is within everything and at the same time outside of everything. This is how the qualities in the spiritual world are perfectly resolved, although they appear to contradict each other. So he's working, so the spiritual activity is there, and then he's not working. So, in the material world. He's very far in Golok, at the same time he's very near, in the heart of the devotee. The next verse of Isha Upanishad. Saparyach chukram akayam avranam asnaviram sudham apapasvidham kavir manishi paribhu swayambhur yata tatatyo nat arthan vyadach chashvatibhyo samabhyo. That Paramatma is omnipresent and pure. He has no material form, but he has an eternal transcendental form full of knowledge and bliss. This body has no veins or holes and is beyond all designations. He is a primeval sage and poet. He is omniscient and he appears by his own desire. He is situated on the highest platform and he controls everything. By his inconceivable potency, he maintains everything throughout eternity and engages all others in work according to their qualities.
There's one question. Hare Krishna Gurudev, is Krishna not the super soul? Krishna and Paramatma are different. Is super soul not Krishna? Like a shop.
Yeah.
Looks like got a shop.
Yeah, super soul is Krishna, but also different from Krishna. So Krishna is there, two-armed form Krishna in Golok Vrindavan, and then there's a super soul in this world accompanying the jivas, the embodied beings, and trying to help them. And those who are fortunate, they can understand that and they will take the help. And that Paramatma super soul has a four-armed form, Vishnu Murti. So that is an expanded form of Krishna ultimately. So, but as explained before also, when the devotee becomes more advanced in understanding, when the devotee becomes more devoted to Krishna, and then Krishna becomes his guide in the heart also. And Super Soul is like in the back. And Krishna is manifest more than the Super Soul. But the Super Soul is there in this material world, all pervading. But for the devotee then, so then Krishna becomes also manifest. And Super Soul is behind. So that we should understand. So Krishna is there and Super Soul is not different from Krishna, but different also. It is the super soul is an expanded form of Krishna. Super soul is there in material world only. In the spiritual world, there is no super soul, no need. And Krishna is there in Golok, and everyone is absorbed in Krishna. And Krishna is in the heart of everyone in Golok. And then in Vishnu is there in different planets, Vaikuntha planets, different Vishnu Murtis are there. And and there's one Shankarshan, Mahashankarshan, from him comes Mahavishnu, known as Karandakshay Vishnu. From him comes, when the material world is manifest, is there, and unlimited universes are manifested. And then in each universe, Karandakshay Vishnu is manifested. And then, so from his lotus navel comes a lotus flower, and on the top of the lotus flower, so Satyalok is there, so that is the abode of Lord Brahma, and within the stem, the 14 planetary systems are there. So, again, something, even a material world is inconceivable. And to completely understand the material universe is not so easy either. Right? You figure it out? You? Yeah, didn't figure it out by now? No?
Many
Where
things
are
are difficult to understand.
you? Yeah, which canto?
I'm on third canto.
Third canto. You didn't even come to the
But
fifth canto?
No, I read that part, fifth canto.
Oh, you read that
Nicely,
part. Okay.
starting from 16th chapter.
Okay, about the universe.
Yes.
Okay.
But many things are still like just like this example only, the stem, if it is coming
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of navel, and all the planetary systems are inside that stem,
Yeah.
so we can imagine the size of Garbhodakshay Vishnu.
Right.
It's huge.
But Garbhodakshay Vishnu is small in comparison to Mahavishnu.
Yes. So
From him only the universes are coming. And
Yes.
in each universe one Garbhodakshay Vishnu is.
Yes.
And then from his lotus navel one lotus flower is coming, and within it the planetary systems are there. It's just inconceivable.
Yes.
Yeah. Fifth canto.
Yes.
Okay. In the beginning you were very interested in that, huh? And you thought you figured it out in the beginning, little bit.
One
yeah.
thing I figured out,
Yeah, one thing.
that the heliocentric model which has been taught to us since the beginning, like we are revolving around the sun on a
Yeah,
spinning ball, it is false. It is
Yeah,
big
yeah.
false. This thing I
I
figured
never
out.
understood, yeah. Okay.
Understood.
Yeah. Yeah. So these things are there, yeah. So and then anyhow, and then Kshirodaksha Vishnu is there. The third Purush, who are coming from Mahashankarshan, Vishnu Murti, who is simply an expanded form of Mool Shankarshan Balram in Dwarka, who is expanded form of Balram. So Vishnu is there, and in the universe there's a Shvetadvip also, which is transcendental to this material world. And Garbhodakshay Vishnu, although seeming to be in one universe, but at the same time is transcendental. And so is Mahavishnu also. But is there in the Koshal ocean, and so in the material realm, but is transcendental. Quite inconceivable. So Vishnu is there in everyone's heart, and but then to the devotees Krishna will manifest personally, and then is guiding them. But others, then Paramatma will be there. So first you have to become sincere, practicing devotees, and then Krishna will manifest. Otherwise Paramatma is there helping us a little bit something till we become more sincere. And then Krishna will be there to help us and guide us. So Paramatma, for Paramatma is an expanded form of Krishna, or of the expanded form of Krishna. So when he appeared as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, first he was there in four-armed form, because they wanted the Supreme Lord to appear as their son. So he showed them, I am Bhagavan. But because they also wanted to have a son, who is the Supreme Lord, and in a human-like form, human-like form, then he appeared as a deity also. But in Braj, they have pure love for Krishna, and they don't want to know anything about God or Vishnu. They have this loving relationship with Krishna, intimate relationship. Just like in this material world, not so many kings are there, but still some are there. Or even the head of the country, the president or prime minister, he may have a family in different countries. And they know he's the king or the president or whatever. But at home, so they will not address him as king or president, Mr. President, or they will call by name, and they forget that he's the president or the king. So anyhow, so Krishna is Prananath, the Lord of our life. So today is Shivratri also. So another special manifestation of the Lord, which is also amazing. So it's not Vishnu, at the same time it's also not Jiva, but it's almost like Vishnu, the Supreme Lord. And he's very powerful, very amazing. And he's also Yatha Vaishnavam Shambhu, is a devotee of Vishnu, also of Krishna. So everything is coming from Krishna ultimately. All the incarnations of the spiritual worlds, the material world. So there's the Vishnu Murti known as Sadashiv. It's Vishnu Murti, but then, so his name is Sadashiv. Sadashiv means also all auspicious. Even of course Krishna ultimately is Sadashiv, all auspicious. And so Sadashiv is there in Vaikuntha and his associates are there. And then, so when the material world is manifested, then he becomes Shiva of this world. So, and at the time of creation, so by the will of the world, the material world is manifested, and then Mahavishnu is coming, and then then Shiva is there also, and in the beginning of the creation, and then Durga Devi is there also, Parvati, and helping in the process of the creation. Then so many manifestations of Vishnu there, of Shiva there. Just like in every universe there's a Garbhodaksha Vishnu, in any universe there's a Lord Brahma, in every universe there's a Lord Shiva. And even there are many manifestations of Shiva. One is just like human kind of form is there, one head. But Panchanana Vishnu, Shiva is also there. Sometimes he has 5 heads. And then many manifestations are there. The Rudras, the 9 Rudras are there. And then, of course, he manifests as Shivling also. And so, very mystical and so there are many Shivlings also manifested. 12 main Shivlings are there.
12 or 11?
Jyotirling, 12. 12 Jyotirling. 12. Bara, Jyotirling.
What is the significance of
What is the significance?
Shiva deities and
What? Deity and
Jyotirling?
Jyotirling. What is the difference? Yeah. So for the process of creation, so Shiva is manifested in this form, just like in this form also in this material world. So for creation, the man is there a form, but then the private parts are there, and by the combination, and then the child is born. So Shiva and Parvati are there also in his form for the creation of this world, and so therefore that is respected too. And of course, but mostly we also try to see the form of Lord Shiva, and as a devotee and engage in the service of the Lord. And we can see also that the four sampradayas are there: Brahma, and then originally Krishna himself is giving knowledge, and the two Lord Brahma, and then Narayan, and then Lakshmi Devi is there, and then the four Kumaras, or sons of Brahma, but they also got knowledge from Hansavatar, Swan incarnation. And then Shiva is there, who received knowledge from Krishna, from the Supreme Lord, and then he has his disciples, Rudra Sampradaya. And in the Bhagavatam you can see he is instructing many devotees also, or sadhakas, practicing devotees, or the Prachetas are there. So different personalities are there. The sons of Daksha. And he's giving knowledge and then trying to liberate them from the cycle of birth and death. So the devotees usually they will worship that form of Shiva mostly to gain transcendental knowledge. But then sometimes materialistic persons they will worship Shiva, and then they want some benedictions, they want some wealth, they want some fame, or they want a good wife or children, so material things. So they may worship Shiva also, and specifically also the Shivling. So he appears in this form, and then these forms are also worshipped and respected by saintly persons. So even the devotees they will respect. Like Gopeshwar is also in the form of a ling and respected. And Vrindavan here, and they do Abhishek in the morning, and then in the evening they will worship as Gopeshwar. So manifestation of Lord Shiva is there. So the form is there of Lord Shiva, but then also the ling is there. So just like Krishna, or Vishnu is there, and the ling is there also of the Lord, but that is not worshipped by the devotees. But the form of the Lord, its full form is worshipped. Of course, the lotus feet we worship more also in the beginning. And so that form of the Lord Shiva, of course, as explained in manifestation of Sadashiv Vishnu also, but then for the purpose of creation and annihilation, Shiva is there. And then also to instruct the devotees, help the devotees also to approach Krishna or Vishnu, he is there in a human-like form. And but at the same time, so is manifested also in the Linga Roop. And so the devotees of Shiva, they may also worship the Linga Roop of the form. And mostly they are materialistic persons. But so the shlokas are there. It is mentioned in Hari Bhakti Vilas. What is the description of the Shaligram? Shaligram also manifestation of Vishnu in a stone. They have gone now, right? With Gopal and Pradeep going to Mayapur, the Shaligram. It's appeared in the form of a stone. But that is Vishnu, the Supreme Lord. Even Krishna manifests in this form. And even sometimes there's a kind of ling. there of Shaligram. Looks like a ling also. And even it is mentioned there in Hari Bhakti Vilas that and the Lord Shiva is present there in the Shaligram because he's very dear to Vishnu and he's manifest there and he's telling his devotees that if you worship me, that is fine in my linga form, but I'm more pleased if you worship Shaligram. And if you worship Shaligram, then I'm included also. So it's encouraging the devotees to worship Shaligram and to worship, of course, then the personal form of the Lord. Because as a devotee, he told the Prachetas also to worship the Lord, to worship Vishnu Hari. So but then the linga form is there for materialistic persons, or using materialistic persons. So the highest enjoyment in material world is sex life. So, and so therefore they will also worship Shiva and Parvati and then in the linga form. And so, in order to have a good wife, or the ladies together have a good husband and to be prosperous, materially speaking. So Shiva, of course, by the Lord's will, he manifested in this way in different places. So Swayambhu, also like Krishna or Vishnu, sometimes he manifests. Like Radharaman is manifesting from a Shila. And sometimes the Lord is manifested someplace. Swayambhu Murti are there, deities are there, Jesus manifest in a particular form of this world, so we can see and then worship. So then Shiva Linga there, the Shiva Linga there, they're manifested, and then they're worshipped mostly by persons who are having some interest in spiritual life, but they're materialistic. And so they're not in Sattva Gun, they're more in Rajagun or Tamagun. So therefore sometimes it's known as Tamasi. So we respect Gopeshwar or Shivalinga, but we worship Shaligram and we worship Govardhan Shila and we worship Krishna. Okay? Jai Jai. And of course, even in the material world and even some manifestation of Shiva is inconceivable, and with material intelligence we cannot really understand. And therefore people think these people are crazy, like in India. What is this? They're worshipping a kind of ling of a person. What is this? But they cannot understand because they are materialistic and they don't have proper knowledge. And so, but the devotees can understand. And as devotees we respect Shivling also. But we offer pranam also. But our attention is to Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Maybe for example, like